Hey everybody, this is Line Space, this is Note Taking, and we're playing Digimon World 3, and we're gonna beat up the A.O.A. Short dinner, get right back into it, because I want to do this. You need a staff pass to enter here. Employees of Digimon Online have them. Oh, you do have a staff pass. I apologize. Okay, I'm opening the gate. Please enter. Oh, thanks. I basically just played a little bit over dinner and then came right back. Just give yourself up. You'll never win against the A.O.A. And thus starts the A.O.A. dungeon, which is just so many of these guards. Oh, actually, sorry, I've got my window in a weird place and forgot to fix it. There we go. Let's see. So, turns out I was wrong. It's not double. It adds a fifth of the cost. So, we've learned Flame Breath already, and I tried that. It doesn't get a one-shot. Let's see how Darkthorn does coming from Black Lord Raymon. Not much. It turns out. My cat wants to know why I haven't gone to bed yet to give her pets. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Everything's okay again. My cat normally never steps on my keyboards. She just did, and I got to find out what F4 does. We all got to find out what F4 does, apparently. I had the volume way up there. Just in case. Hi again, everybody. This is Line Space on Note Taking. This is Digimon World 3. Sorry if I had the volume up too high for any of the previous amount to be heard. $94 HP. Not a huge amount, but more than enough to be worth it. Certainly better than no healing. There goes Raremon, who's still a little bit of work for Black Lord Raymon, so our grinding didn't completely delegitimize the threat of this area. Let's try ourselves a Flame Breath, see how that does. There's the one shot we were looking for. Alright, if we can one-shot the Cyclone one, that will give us a little bit less of a headache at least. So yeah, time to make these guys disappear. One by one. Force our way through the A.O.A.'s ranks so that we can get to the Game Master. How much is just our normal attack? Okay. Yeah, we can just smack Raremon down. Which I guess means we should try Cyclomon. See how much damage it takes from a physical. So yeah, Raremon goes from a 3 to 4 hit kill to just clean even 2. We take that. There's little bits of health just to keep us from needing to heal as often, which is always nice. Okay, so we want to do Flame Breaths to keep Cyclone ones from getting counterattacks. Because while our healing helps mitigate the damage, it's never good to be taking too much of a beating. It wouldn't surprise me if just every single one of these fights is another level for Black Lord Raymon. Your turn. So yeah, these fights are kind of repetitive, but they are a good upscale in damage. I actually really enjoy these. They're very similar to when you're going through a Team Rocket hideout in Pokemon, and suddenly you're fighting tons and tons of trainers. Because trainers, it turns out, just tend to be a bit more intense of a fight than normal Pokemon. And the same is true for normal Digimon versus actual tamers. Or in this case, A.O.A guards. Of course, because we got frozen, we don't get to just do the flame breath. That's okay. Holy... Less okay than I thought. It really fits for Digimon like Black or Greymon to be a glass cannon, though. So, we have a flavor element at play for us. Oh, I was worried that was just a crit that gave us the kill. That's okay. There goes Cyclonemon. We move on. So yeah, all of the Greymon line in this game learn fire attacks, but the nice thing about Black War Greymon is that it also learns dark attacks, which just gives you a little bit more variety on the kinds of damage you're dealing. I think this is the spare one. You get a lot of good bit out of these guys, so that's one of the nice parts about fighting them. Eventually, we do get the ability to get back out to Asuka City, which will be the chance that'll be the chance to heal. So mercifully, this is not just bring in a whole bunch of healing items and brute force your way through the entire A.O.A. Ooh, a counter. Oh, not enough to get the one shot. Or sorry, not enough to give us the 2 shots against Cyclonemon coming out. Which would have been nice, just for efficiency's sake. You know, Flame Breath might not one-shot Cyclonemon, but maybe Dark Thorn will. Worth trying. Go down? No. Still just not as strong as we need it to be. And that's okay. That's not our primary stat. Because we basically would have to put all of the TP we have right now in to Spirit to get it to the same level of stat that attack is thanks to our weaponry. And in the case of Agumon, Agumon actually can't use the weapons that raise Spirit. The only ones that can are Renamon and Patamon. So, again, the Spirit increase there is not very good. Oh, I guess that was the correct path. But I don't want to go the correct path, I want to get all the treasures. The treasure chests typically just aren't that worth picking up, but I still like to do it. And again, this is good EXP and bit, and they will all disappear after we beat the Game Master, so let's get them taken care of now or never get them taken care of at all. On high roll. No luck. Had chicken sandwiches and chips for dinner. This is definitely not going to be a longer episode like the last 2 were. Oh, our blast gauge is filling kind of nicely though. Not terribly shocking considering just how much damage Cyclonemon shot us for, but... If I remember correctly, the thing that resets the blast gauge is actually reloading the game. Because going to the inn certainly doesn't, and changing Digivolve status doesn't, so... But I know that it resets pretty regularly, so I would guess that it's just reloading. But I didn't even close the window. Level 19 Black War Greymon. Level 20 will probably get a new attack. Although I think the first dark tech Blackboard Raymon learns is Dark Thorn, so can't get so excited about that. But I could also be wrong. That'd be nice. Now we have the second set of what the A.O.A throws at us, and another chance to try our techs and see if any of them are going to get us easier kills. Guardromon here. I'm not used to blue Guardromons. This is a little weird to me. So Darkthorn actually did decent work there. Oh, man, we get hit. Let's see how it handles. Okay, so we actually get the high counter on Guardromon. Or at least we can. No guarantees. And Tankmon, who has one of the most ridiculous designs in the game, and I love it. Let's give this one a Flame Breath first. If we can figure out what works well against these guys, then it might just give us a smaller headache dealing with the rest of them. How am I doing on tech? Okay, we're doing fine on MP right now. Alright, let's see how Blackthorn compares. Okay, it's able to finish it off, but it's not much better. It's about the same as the Flame Breath. Dark Fear, okay. That is a better tech than Dark Thorns. That's exciting. That might give us what we need to get that damage bump. So this is the first time that we get to peek out at Asuka City as we're going to the command center. 1,000 bits actually not bad. We'll take it. Your turn. Nope, wrong button. Oh well. Okay, yeah, we get plenty of damage with our attacks. This could just be... This might just turn into another situation of the lead Digimon just gets punched twice. Although, we probably can't get the counter kill like that. Oh, never mind. Alright, Guardromon's just a punk. Hello, Tankmon. So you didn't resist Blackthorn very well, so let's try a Dark Fear. Oh, Dark Fear actually costs a bunch less than Flame Breath. But it is our the stage 2 Dark Attack. Oh, that's underwhelming. Okay, so yeah, we're not getting enough damage off the text to make them worth it, so it's time just to bully. Bully with claws, big sharp claws. I do love just getting shot by a tank. And yeah, it should be obvious from how the counter system is working here why it is that I rate Countercrest so high. Why me and other people who play this game rate Countercrest so high. It's just so much more damage that you wouldn't normally get. Which I'm really happy I didn't have to actually do any grinding for. Saved me some headache. Let's just go and pop the supercharge. And sure, while we're here, let's go ahead and pop these chips. What's the range on this? $20 sounds like it's probably going to be the best that we get out of that. Sure, we'll take a 17. Power chip. Oh yeah. I know the range for the power chip is up to 10, so yeah, getting the 10 on the first try is pretty good. Nice. Okay. That gets us some nice little stat bonuses. Nothing super relevant. It typically takes more like a 30 to 60 stat bump to really do anything, but we take these. Because what those little stat bumps do is that they play a bigger role in the level ups. Because, oh, hi crit! The level ups don't do that much work, but when they all pile up together, they start really adding up. That's why our spirit's so high compared to where it started. So it's nice to get these little stat bonuses like this because it just means that we get that chance to see that accumulation do its job. We're gonna kill this and not get the chance to heal. That'd be fine, but again, I like the little bit of healing. It means that anything that takes more than 2 hits though for grinding is now just such a waste of time. Did pick up a few card packs, so we get to open those later. Digivolve learned Cubimon. So what that means is that one of our stats got high enough to get us into the Renamon line. Admin Center, first floor. We know what these sculptures and lights look like. We're close to where we get out. If somebody didn't like this, by the way, because of how monotonous the enemy groupings are, again, I have to point to the Team Rocket bases in Pokemon. That gets so boring after a while, just seeing the same Pokemon constantly. So I do feel for the people who don't like this encounter style, but it's so different for this game to have something like this after what the routes and such have been like. It's honestly kind of neat and does feel like a good ramp up. My biggest problem with the Team Rocket setups is the fact that you face Team Rocket everywhere else other than their hideouts, and it's also just the same. That's what makes it tedious to me. Ooh, those are some good heals. Getting those plus some evades are very nice. And we finish off this tank one. And yeah, now fights are just starting to take a little bit longer. We're at the point where, again, we're Omega now, and we still can't one-shot these things, and it's honestly kind of unreasonable to assume that we would. Things are just going to take a little bit longer from now on, and that's okay. There's no need to be all panicked over it. I'm gonna hit the inn, and I'm tempted to hit Smith's shop just to pick up some more healing items, but we've only used 2 of our supercharges. Why am I acting like I need to save money? Let's go get some supercharges. Thanks, brain. Let's be safe than sorry, because the opponents we're going to fight... Oh, the auction's going on. I want to hit that, too. The Game Master, I'm a little worried about. Our speed might not be quite where I normally want it to be for this fight. Which is, again, okay. I'm honestly, at this point, warming up to the idea of having some difficulty. And not having the monstrous speed stat I normally have. Because normally I would have just dumped all of my TP up to now, just into speed. It's kind of nice, actually, taking some time to be more mindful with this game. Because normally I'm just not. God, I love the fact that they changed the backing track for Asuka City. Makes it funny that the inn still has the same music, but I like that they are going for the more ominous feel even when you're not inside the admin center. I also appreciate that they're not using boss-type music for the A.O.A soldiers. That would have been really easy to do to try and make it feel bigger and epicer, and I think it would have been a mistake. Would have devalued the boss music. And now we just keep working our way through the A.O.A. It's been a long day for me. I still had to finish up some of my move-in, and this is now going into my 6th hour of streaming, so please bear with me if I choose to be a little quieter this episode. I wanted to get the A.O.A done. It both gives us that episode with Black War Greymon I wanted, and also this is a cool moment. I like this moment in this game. I want to wrap up my day with it instead of starting my next day with it. Which, don't get me wrong, starting the next session with it would have been nice. Would have been fun. But I want to end my day on a high note. I want to end my weekend on a high note. This has been a long weekend moving in, and I'm so glad to get a chance to record and have some fun. And now I also just kind of want to relax with everybody. So this is going to be a generally more chill episode as we work our way through the A.O.A. And we should have time to do some more stuff after we finish up with the A.O.A. We actually should be poised to go to the next sector by the time this episode finishes. Can't make any promises on that. My sense of time is just not good enough. But we'll see. If I want to be a really crazy person, I would just force myself to stay up late enough to go to the next sector. That way I could then grind in the next sector and also get the cards from the next sector. But no, I think that's... hey Mac Attack. We're moving our way through a dungeon. The enemies here are not overly interesting, and we don't have any techs that make them move faster, so we're just smacking them a whole bunch. Gonna beat up the A.O.A. and then move on with our lives. Kind of just enjoying getting to watch Black War Greymon do its thing. Yeah. When the Digidestined in Series 2 get to beat Black War Greymon, it's underwhelming, not because of the fact that Black War Greymon goes down easy. It's underwhelming because of the fact that nothing changed. When they get to the fight with Black War Greymon where they beat him, they make him bleed. They break his back shield. They start blowing pieces of him off, and he starts cracking massively. And you know, everyone keeps asking me that when they come in. So one, I think the pacing of the game is just way better using one Digimon instead of 3. So I think overall, I think the game is just better using only one Digimon than 3. Reduces the amount of grinding you have to do. Lets you feel like the game has a much better pacing. Lets you focus a lot more. On top of that, I don't have the other two with me at all times because it saves money at the ends. And for some reason, my brain thinks that that's important. Early in the game, it actually kind of is, because money is so hard to get early in the game, and there's some early purchases that are nice, but in general, I just like having one Digi. Because, to be honest, if I had the other two around, I would buy a bunch of revive charges, and then there would be no such thing as challenge ever again. Because I would never have to heal, I'd never have to level defense. It would just be a matter of punch until Black War Greymon dies. Swap to another Digimon. Use the revive charge. Send back in Black War Greymon. Continue this process until the enemy collapses. And that's just not really how I like to play games. I love to play games where all of my prep work pays off instead of my wallet pays off. So I tend not to use a lot of healing items. To be fair, Mac Attack, this is also, I also set this file up and wasn't planning on doing a bunch of off-screen grinding, and then did a bunch of off-screen grinding. So I've spent about 6 hours today making progress in the game, and it only now is it trying to catch up to me. And that's because I didn't have to grind a whole team. Otherwise, I don't know how clean the progress would have been. I am absolutely prepared for my decisions with only one Digimon, though, to bite me in the rear end once we get to the post game. Endgame, not so worried. There's one thing the final boss does that is meant to punish a team that's like this, but it's not an actual instant kill technique, so it can't quite get the job done. I enjoy that when you pick up power charges, you're picking up 12-bit. It really is not that worth it. But 500 worth of healing is absolutely worth it. Considering that right now nothing deals that much in a single hit, and we have the counter crest. Continue to just be happy that we didn't have to farm the counter crest. The game was kind to us with Tuskmon spawns. I do think it's interesting that the ones in this... This is always something that's weird to me in any kind of games like these. It feels like they're still having the guards dictate what Digimon they use based on the space that they're in. The ones in the sewers were using sewer Digimon, and the ones in the building are using machine Digimon, and it's like, but why? So yes, I've been in this game before. I grew up with this game. It's one of my favorite games ever. Honestly, it's just something I love to chill with, and that's why I decided I wanted to play it out here on stream. While you can use 3 Digimon, I actually don't think it makes the game that much easier. What it kind of comes down to for me when it comes to the difference between 3 Digimon versus 1 Digimon... Yes, I have done it with only 1. Sorry, no, I got almost all the way with only 1, then I got distracted and then did not actually finish that file. So, no, technically I have not been in the game with only 1 Digimon, but I was stronger with that 1 Digimon than any of the team that I had when I beat the game using 3. And if this was a system where elemental weaknesses mattered more and having Digimon set up for specific roles mattered more, I would think the 3 work a lot better. But honestly, if you have your Digimon go through the Imperial Dramon route, then you get both really good offensive techs and really good healing techs. And at that point, your Digimon just does everything. Because you spend most of the game just hitting the attack button like we're doing here. And when you need to use a tech, even the best tech users in the game of Beelzemon and Diaboromon, they still only spam their signature techs for 1 or 2 hit kills, which means that the variety isn't very necessary. Maybe they'll have a backup tech for when an enemy has a resistance to what their primary element is, but most of the time it's just a matter of hitting as hard as possible with your singular attacks. But that's in part because of the fact that you can max level yourself between the highest level of training, just maxing out your level itself, and being able to purchase chips. Once you're basically at the end game, you can purchase chips that will just raise your raw stats on their own. It's very easy to just make a Digimon incredibly overpowered. We'll find out doing this playthrough whether or not you can actually win the game with only 1 though, because I do plan on going all the way to the end. Both to the end and then doing the post-game. See whether or not our 1 Agumon can become world champion. The biggest worry is instant kill effects, which, if that starts being a thing in the post-game, will force us to bring in the other 2 to be able to do the revive charges. And at that point, that's not a matter of we have to train 3 Digimon, it's a matter of the game forces you to have revives. I love the card game deeply, and part of why I needed to make progress was because of the fact that I was not at a point during this last grinding session where I could actually collect any of the good cards. I think overall, you typically just want to go with the really hard control plan, because enemies are set up to follow such specific, overwhelmingly powerful strategies in the end game of the card game that you need to be able to disrupt them or you will never be able to match what they pull out. But you can also adjust your folder to handle whatever puzzles whatever opponent you're stuck on does. So it's never a situation where you can get super stuck as long as you have a healthy combination of different tools. And there are times where it's better just to present yourself as the super powerful threat rather than trying to interact with your opponent too much. Sometimes interacting with your opponent is just a losing battle because they've got the better setup. But yeah, I love the card game, honestly. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't think it's a super robust system, but I'm a fan. Well, thank you, Mac Attack. I'm honestly a pretty chill, casual kind of player, but I do like thinking a lot, and card games are one of those things that makes me think a lot, so that's why I enjoy things like this. Honestly, Blitzball is an example of those minigame systems that I really enjoy, that I think you can dig your teeth into pretty deeply. If you look into what makes a good Blitzball team in Final Fantasy X, you can start making some really informed decisions. And then actually playing it becomes kind of monotonous. But to be fair, when all you're doing is playing the card game back to back to back to back to back for 3 hours, that can also be a little bit tedious. That's why, in my opinion, it's always best to try and break things up. And I think that having Gooey! Digimon response! Digimon response! To just finish the thought I was in the middle of, I think it's good for a game like this to have a system like the card game battle to help give you something to go, okay, I need a break from the Digimon battles, let's go do something else, without it feeling as mindless as something like grinding would. What is this? It's a Digimon I've never seen before. Gobi? It doesn't look like a bad Digimon. Hey, open up. I'm going to go defeat the bad guys. Bad? What's bad? To put it simply... So Mac Attack, I agree that I think the game has a lot of really good elements. The actual plot structure, though, has you do so much backtracking and has elements of it that do not tell you where you're supposed to be going in a way that definitely doesn't hold up. Honestly, though, as I've been streaming it and talking through more of the decisions that the game has made, I think it really holds up as part of its generation of games. I think if you're looking for an example of how those games worked and how they could work really well, I think this game is a really fun example of it. And you just have to accept that there were certain contrivances that this generation of games had. This was still in the relatively early years of RPGs, and backtracking and poor quest design was sometimes just a part of that. I eat Digimon and get stronger. Gooby! This little baby Digimon versus Black War Greymon. I love the size difference. Smack. Venmon's not gonna last very long. Since that attack didn't get to do its thing, that attack also steals MP. How dare you? Venmon is no one's child. Venmon is a form of pure chaos right now. Consume everything. Oh wait, that is a child. Oh crap. Gooey! Goodbye, Venmon. Hey wait, where are you going? Phew, that scared me. What was it? It looks like a rookie Digimon. It probably is an A.O.A.'s Digimon if it doesn't disappear. So, normally I would just head into the Game Master's room, but it turns out that's not the correct thing to do. So instead, we beat up more Gardramon. I do love that the elite enemies, because I didn't comment on this with the first two we fought, The elite enemies only change things up by having an additional Digimon. Not that the Digimon are of any higher quality. If I remember right, it's Gargemon, Tinkmon, Gargemon. It tells you how much I was just talking instead of paying any attention to what was happening. Sometimes that's just how life is. Oh, Mac Attack, I luck sacked on fighting Datamon. The Recover Crest off Datamon is not guaranteed, but is very nice. If you ever did find yourself in a situation where fights were taking longer, then it's pretty useful. Double Tankmon's not bad, because Tankmon is the tankier of the two. I say, almost dying inside with the pun. Enjoy Flame Breath, Tankmon. I do not want you sticking around. And is there one more? I can't remember. Where does this go? Oh right, this is where the Game Master comes out and makes their announcement. Hi people, don't worry, I'm overthrowing the government. Oh right, we go back down from the elites to just a normal trooper over here. The big bummer for me is that I don't think we're actually going to get to see us do a burst Digivolution. I don't know what would I even turn into? We are the Mega. So 4 I grew up with and played with my twin brother when I was a kid. Sorry, for those of you who watch the VOD of this later, Mac Attack asked me, have I played Digimon World 1, 2, or 4? I've played quite a bit of 4. Honestly, 4 gets way too repetitive for my liking, and I just eventually get bored playing it. So I've only made so much progress and never beaten it. Digimon World 1 I haven't played, and that's entirely because I love Digimon World Next Order. And my understanding is that Next Order is just Digimon World 1, but better. So I've never felt like going back. Digimon World 2 I played for about 5 seconds and went just no. I was doing a whole bunch of trying different Digimon games at the time. Probably in the future I'll try 1 or 2 episodes of Digimon 2 at least, just to find out what it's like. I've also played Digimon Dusk about halfway through, probably more than that, not sure exactly. Really enjoyed that actually. I am a big fan of Digimon Dusk. I think its Digivolution system is particularly interesting since it plays with the Degenerate system as well. Okay. I'm sure I will eventually give a try to Digimon World 1. Hi, people! So, the reason you can't use the lab right now is because they put the professor in jail. Hey, Junior! Teddy, are you okay? Yeah, thanks. Junior, Megami is part of A.O.A! Yeah, I know, but who's the staff over there? We're not the A.O.A, believe me! We didn't know that Megami and A.O.A were related. The city leaders and most of the staff are like us. Not all of Megami's staff are part of the A.O.A. Alright, I'll help everyone, so just hang in there. I'll go defeat the Game Master. Everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Be careful, they say there's a trap in the Master Room. I know about it too. There's a secret door somewhere. Yes, I've heard about it as well. The key code is monster, but I have no idea what it means. Okay, thanks. Good luck, Junior. Don't lose to the A.O.A. Don't worry, I'll just leave it to me. So to be fair, I can't ever place how old I should make people feel when I haven't played older games, because I didn't play anything good until I was like at least 10 years old. And even then, I was out of touch. I did not grow up with friends to tell me what I should or shouldn't play. Is it a picture of Digimon? Title is M, huh? The letter is a sensor? Should I touch it? What should I do? So yeah, this is a boring puzzle that takes a little longer to take care of than I would like, because it's just a matter of interacting with all of them twice in the correct order, which is not complicated, because you have M, O, N, S, and then you just need to make sure you start with T on the other side, which I think is down here. Yep. T, E, then R. I hope I actually pressed in T. Okay, good. Junior commented that we clicked everything. Mac Attack, you have my respect for that platinum trophy. I just haven't been able to put enough time into collecting the old cards. But I'm also one of those people who just keeps restarting the game because I like playing through the story. Whoa, what is this room? Hey, who's that over there? It's the Game Master! I'm gonna get her! You're that kid? You're not getting through here. Just give up and come with us. Okay, now for something that is stupid, but in a particularly hilarious way. We were just standing in front of 3 dudes and they have 1 Digimon. It takes all 3 of us to handle the power of this one Maildramon that you're about to 2-shot. So yeah, the bodyguards of the Game Master are not a big challenge, and I think that's because they reckon we're about to go straight from beating this Maildramon into the fight with Game Master, and I think the game was worried that having you take 2 real fights without being able to heal between would be too dangerous. So good on them for not wanting to screw people over going to the Game Master fight. Yes, Smack Attack, I do plan to play all the way through the end. This is specifically 2003, which is the complete version, and I've never actually played the end game, so my hope is to do the end game here on stream as well, with no idea of how long that'll take. Now it's Game Master's turn. Ho 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 ho! Success! The fusion experiment is a success! Congratulations. Now it's... Yes, even though our plans were a bit altered due to Lucky Mouse, we will now commence Operation Sigma. Yes, sir. Now, Venmon, come to me. Hey, Game Master, who are you talking to? A.O.A's boss? Oh, you're that boy from before. What are you doing here? I'm here to kick your butt, and you better talk fast about what the A.O.A is planning. You think you can defeat me? Silly boy. Come out, my precious Digimon. Okay. Now for the fight I'm worried about. And it's not going to have anything to do with her first 2 Pokemon. Sorry, her first 2 Digimon. Oh, thanks, Brain. We're usually better than that. Looks like we're two-shotting the Minotauromon. That's nice and easy. Always good to get the evade so that we can also get some health. Gargoylemon. You know what I'm gonna do? Because I haven't saved in like 5 hours. Just to be on the safe side, in case something screwy happens. Just gonna make a save state. Make sure, because I think Gargoylemon might have an instant kill. Don't actually remember. No, okay. It's just got a weird looking attack. Honestly, like the look of its attack. It's one of those many moments where I'm like, this game has so much animation in it. I'm so impressed. Yes, I'm on an emulator. Tracking down an actual copy of 2003 would have been a pain in the butt, and also, I don't own a PS2 anymore. I certainly don't own a PS1 anymore. Hello, Persiamon. Okay. Persiamon, show everybody why I'm spooked by you. Helter Skelter. This is the most annoying effect in the game. I didn't know that could happen! Genuinely, I had no idea. Helter Skelter de-digivolves you to Rookie. This is gonna take a minute, though. As you can see, she does a triple attack, deals a lot, and there's the counter crest at work. Now to see if Persiamon... Okay. So that means that Persiamon is not the nightmare scenario. When I did this with 3 Digimon, I'd say I was probably sitting around level 20 to 25-ish, and because I was playing on console at the time, I didn't have save states to make the training gems go better. Which means, hey, there's Agumon. That means my speed was significantly lower than it is this run. The problem with having low speed against Persiamon is that Persiamon is impossibly fast. Persiamon can go 3 times per year 1. And if Persiamon goes Helter Skelter into attack, you probably die. So it's a bit of a problem. Persiamon is the closest I ever came to full wiping during a playthrough of this. Persiamon is terrifying. Like, put respect on Persiamon's name. The Game Master pulls out a real boss. And again, because of the way we're playing, it's not nearly as bad as it could be. But that doesn't mean that it's the easiest thing on the planet either. Oh, there's its other ability, Vampire Jewel. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's an MP steal. Not even a high enough MP steal to really be a problem. Let's hit it with a Flame Breath. Just see if we can get a little bit more damage to help finish this off. Apparently I should have been doing that from the go. And there goes Persiamon. Now, imagine if we had done that as Skull Greymon instead. This would have been a little bit of a bigger problem. Oh, I didn't actually know that that could drop. That's really cool. Dark Power 2 is actually worth putting on, because that's going to be a fair chunk of extra damage. And by that I mean put on for when I don't feel like healing instead. No. No! My Persiamon can't lose. Lisa, hi. Oops, I guess we're a little late. Junior, I'm so glad you're okay. Now we got our proof. Give yourself up, Game Master. You're under arrest by the International Police, SAP. I'm not actually sure what that stands for. I'm not sure they actually say what it stands for. What? Lisa and Nick are investigators for the SAP? That's right, and Keith as well. Sorry we didn't tell you before, but because of the U, the case is solved. Let's interrogate Game Master and change Kurt back. Now, I'd say that this is maybe the halfway point of the game. From here on out, the game gets kind of hard to talk about how much is left because it gets a lot more free form. But plot-wise, I'd say this is about halfway through because now is when we start directly fighting the A.O.A. from now on. Now talk! What was the A.O. planning on doing? You're too late. Our plan has not been foiled. It's only just begun. Well, that's not a good sign. What did Teddy find? Oh no! The optical network is being taken over! I love Teddy's spinning in distress. What? See? Just like I said. All computer networks will belong to the A.O.A. and our Venmon will destroy the world. Venmon, that's that Digimon! By using the optical network, he can fuse with any machine. Lucky Mouse stole the Digitama and almost destroyed him, but... and it will be the end for you. Victory is ours. What should we do? A.O.A.'s got the upper hand. First, let's tell the real world about this. And if we can cut off the optical network, their plan will fail. How are we going to get in contact with them? Oink! Oink! I was told once there's an emergency chamber somewhere in North Sector. Then if we use it, we might be able to. I think so. It will never work. We won't know until we try, right, Junior? Yeah, that's right. We're not letting the A.O.A. have the last laugh. Okay, we're all going to look for that chamber. You'll wait here until then. Now come this way. This is getting pretty serious. Don't worry, everything will turn out okay. I hope so. I wonder what's happening in the real world. Well, funny you should mention that. What is happening in the real world? And this is why they bothered to make the street corner. This just in. Currently, the optical network is offline. SAP believes that may be due to cyber terrorism and is currently investigating. We believe there will be many problems if the optical network is down for a long period. What? Digimon Online as well? I was gonna go log in, but if the network is down... If the net is down, that's a huge problem for Digimon Online. The Matrix system can't access the servers, right? Then doesn't that mean you can't get back? But I wonder who's behind the cyber terrorism. I thought they caught all the A.O.A. I have played Cyber Sleuth Mac Attack. If it weren't for the fact that I spent this whole weekend moving and needed something that was easy to play and that I was familiar with, Cyber Sleuth would actually be what I'm streaming right now. That's gonna be later, because I'm gonna try not running Digimon back to back. I also don't know how long this game's gonna take to get through, so hey, we'll see. Plans for the future. But yes, I've played Cyber Sleuth and I also played Hacker's Memory. Big fan of both. I think it's got its problems. I think in some ways Digimon World 3 is a better constructed game than those two. On the other hand, I think those two have a lot more going on in them and are just super fun. Okay, then let's go to North Sector now. But wait, how do you get to North Sector? There's no road and you can't go there with Submarinemon. Ah, is that so? Actually, I heard the guards talking in the prison. If you ask Digimon, you can get to... Sorry, if you ask Digimon, you can get to North Sector. Well, then that's easy. But you need the Digi-Egg of Knowledge to call Digimon, and I think that's a rare item, only an Amaterasu server. Okay, then let's go to Amaterasu to look. But how are we going to go to Amaterasu? I'm sure it's just crawling with the A.O.A. Now that you mention it... But wait, how did the A.O.A get here? Oh yeah, the soldiers in Byakko City! Maybe they know something. I'm sure they do, Junior. Okay, I'm going to West Sector to investigate. Be careful, I'm going to look into this computer. Okay, if you find out something, let me know. Roger, leave it to me. And that starts the next step of our journey. Get to Amaterasu server. We're currently on Asuka server, so if you know anything about how your server names work, Amaterasu is a mirror version of Asuka server. So it's got a West Sector, a North Sector, and a South Sector, just like Asuka server does. So we'll have an entire new East, West, South, and North Sector to explore in Amaterasu, along with figuring out how to get to the North Sector here in Asuka. Gonna be a lot. It's a lot, but it also feels reasonably digestible because you're already used to moving around these maps so much. And Amaterasu's a jump. Amaterasu is when you need megas. Hey look, it's Kale and Kurt. I like them just hanging out there. So, now is a reasonable time to do some extra grinding, get some megas lined up. I don't know how much I'll end up doing, because I'm going to sleep after this. This was fun though. I'm glad that I got back on and beat up the A.O.A, because that's a great way to end the day, and gives us a lot to do when we get back. What's on sale? Now's your chance! Finally, our main item, Sniper Cannon, admired by all members. This Mon exclusive weapon will start 2700 bit. So we're still gonna buy this one, but we're actually not gonna sell it because the resale at this point just isn't good enough. And on top of that, turns out, if I remember correctly, that's actually like Mon's best weapon or something. So you know, pretty nice to pick up, just in case I choose to pick up a Mon later. Because, who knows, maybe I'll find out in the post-game that you need to collect all the super weapons. God, I hope not. If I remember correctly, you only need to get the Digimon to level 40 or 50 to be able to unlock the final level of their super weapons. But when you consider that I've put this much time in and we're not even level 40 yet, you can imagine how much time it takes to get those... Expect to see some card battles though. I might actually open next stream just by going to fight the Divermon on their island. Thank you all so much for watching. Have the best day that you possibly can, and take care.